Mark.
What it is, what it could be. It's the homie Mike Wright. I am an artist and comedian from Detroit's West Side. In the words of my very wise father, every black man in America has a police story.
Lamar stated his views on police brutality with that line in the song, quote, "And we hate the po-po, want to kill us in the street, faux show." KG.
Ah, please. Ugh, I don't like it.
I have several. This is one of my favorites. This was a couple years ago, back when I lived in Detroit. I played in a band, and our bass player went to Michigan State University, which is an hour north of Detroit. So we would drive up on the weekends and go jam, and then on Sunday nights we drive back to Detroit. On this particular weekend, we were driving back at night, which we usually don't do. But we decided, hey, what's the harm in this? So I'm in the car with my friends, Antonio, who's driving. My friend Ken is riding shotgun. I'm in the back seat, and my friend Greg is sitting next to me. So I'm asleep in the back seat, and I open my eyes to see like red and blue cop lights just flashing all inside the car. And I'm like, fuck. You know, not one of my favorite ways to wake up. We're pulled over, and a police officer comes to the window, taps on the glass. Antonio is one of them old school boys, and he rolls the window down, and the officer doesn't even say anything. He kind of just flashes the light inside, first at Antonio, then at Ken, then in the back seat at Greg and me, and then he takes a step back and he's like, everybody out of the car, line up on the side of the highway. So we're like, shit. So we all get out of the car, we line up on the side of the highway. We realize that there's actually 3 police cars, not just one. There's one in the front, 2 in the back, so we're kind of like sandwiched in. I noticed that this police officer has braces, which is very strange. He even has like the rubber bands on the sides, which I've always had a million questions about, but didn't think that this was the right time to ask any of those questions, so I decided to just shut the fuck up. So he took my ID and he's like, hey, is there anything in the vehicle you guys want us to know about before we find something? Here's your chance to be honest. We're all like, no, there's nothing in the car, just musical instruments and chords and amps and shit. We're a shitty garage band, that's all you're gonna find in the car. 2 other officers are searching the car, they're like going through everything. One of the cops who was going through our car kind of motions for him to come over. He's like, hey, we found something. We're lined up and we're all extremely quiet. We're not talking, we're not saying anything, but we're like looking at each other with our eyes and shit, like what the fuck? Like we're talking in like Morse code, like with our eyeballs and shit. We see Brace's cop and the other cop kind of like duck down out of our view, and then Brace's cop like comes back up and his eyes are just like on fucking fire. He's pissed. And we're like, oh shit, what's going on? The plot is thickened. So he comes back around the car like super fast, he's pissed. He's like, you black motherfuckers, I gave y'all a fucking chance to be honest with me, and you lied to me. All of you motherfuckers are going to jail. So I'm like, holy fuck, we're going to jail. I don't even know what he's talking about, but if a cop is yelling at you about you going to jail, you're probably gonna fucking go to jail. At this point, my friend Greg, who is next to me, he's extremely nervous. He's a younger dude. He was a couple years younger than us. He definitely is on the brink of tears, and I want to tell him like, yo man, it's gonna be okay. But I don't know if it's, you know, I don't even know what they found, so it's just getting kind of crazy. Brace's cop comes back over to us again and basically takes my friend Antonio, who was driving, and puts him in handcuffs and in the back of the squad car. So we're like, oh shit, this is definitely gonna happen. We're all gonna go to jail. Not excited for this shit. So the cop who was going through the car, finding everything, walks over to Brace's cop and like puts something in his hand, like a metallic kind of object in his hand. And then Brace's cop is like, you lying niggers, you guys are selling drugs, and I found your electronic scale. And we're all like, we don't even know what you're talking about. There's no electronic scale. We don't sell drugs. We don't even do drugs. We were all like super straight edge, Captain Planet, like goody goodies. We didn't even like want to think about drugs. He's like, I found your electronic scale. You guys are going to prison. We're like, we don't know what you're talking about. So then he shows us this square thing that he has in his hand, and we look down at it, and we're like, yo, dude, that's an iPod. It's an iPod. And he's like, what? And he's like looking at us, and his face is like fucking beet red. The fucking rubber bands on the side are fucking twerking in his mouth. He's like pissed. And he looks back at the other cop, and the guy kind of just like shrugs, and I'm like, these guys don't know what an iPod is. This is crazy. And this is like one of those old like second generation iPods, like the big boy with like the menu button on it and like a play button and a skip button right on the motherfucker. There's a big Apple sign on the back of it. And we're like, yo, that just plays music. See, we pressed the button and the menu came up, and then he just kind of was like, He gives us our IDs back. He writes my friend Antonio a ticket for having a broken taillight, even though his taillight wasn't broken, and they send us on our way. If I could give any advice to my past self about that whole interaction, it would be, you know, stay in your truth. You know you're not a drug dealer, so you don't have anything to worry about. But also, when you pull up the iPod, make sure Fuck the Police by NWA is the first song that comes up. Honestly, like, if something like this is happening, and, you know, just don't be afraid, man, because, like, really it's the fear element that they kind of rope you into their fantasy. Like, they had us pegged as drug dealers, and they just had us so afraid that I was like, oh shit, maybe I am a fucking drug dealer. Maybe I am Heisenberg in this bitch. Just don't be afraid. Just know who you are, know yourself, and, you know, stay safe. Yo, I never found out what the rubber bands are for, so if you know, yo, hit me up at Oh My God on Twitter, or like just comment that shit below and just be like, yo, shout out to all the people with rubber bands.
Thanks for watching Race in America. Go ahead and like this video, leave a comment, tap here to subscribe, and tap here to keep watching.